Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Baggage Claim. It's a place where we're creating community and some conversations around marriage, life, and everything in between. This is episode 2.
It's part 2.
Part 2, yeah, not episode, but part 2 on forgiveness. If you haven't listened to the first one, hit pause.
You probably should.
That would be episode 28.
Yeah. Hit pause, go back, listen to the first one on forgiveness, and then come back and join us because we're going to jump right back into the story.
Yeah, I was telling a big part of my story.
Right.
And how I've experienced forgiveness.
Yeah. And so we're going to jump back into that. And at that point in the story, when we kind of left off the last episode, you're in the judge's chambers. You had decided to say, I'm not pressing charges. I'm not seeking anything toward the family. So you've had 8 months leading up to this moment.
6 or 8 months. Now, as I said, some of my memories are fuzzy. It had been some months. It was 6 or 8-ish to wait for the State Patrol investigation of the accident.
And so you said you knew the family. You
I
knew
did.
them.
I worked with the wife at our school, and it was her husband who was the one who actually accidentally hit TJ.
And so what was your interaction with them, or had you had any interaction with them for the last 6 to 8 months?
She and I continued to work together.
Right.
It was weird. It was really awkward because we were a small school at that point. All of us knew one another. It was a very much like close-knit community. And so she was the school nurse, and I worked in the library. So most of the students frequented, both of our areas, and the families. I mean, it was a close-knit community for a school because we were new.
Right.
And so, we did the best we could. She took some time off. I only took a couple of weeks off from work because I knew that the best thing for my kids was to get back to kind of a routine. But I had the blessing of being in the library. So if one of us or all three of us were having a hard day, we could go home.
Yeah.
And so, we interacted daily, and we saw each other's kids daily and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
So for them, for 8 months, they had no idea if charges were being pressed or anything. Did they have a lawyer? Were they seeking anything like from that point? Do you know that?
I honestly don't know. I'm sure that from like I guess it was their auto insurance would have been involved. I'm sure that there was probably some legal representation that way for protection for them.
Right.
But I don't know.
Gotcha.
I didn't interact with that at all.
Okay. So you're in the judge's chambers. You tell them you're not seeking charges. So what happens?
What happens then?
Yeah. So what's next? You said that because you told us that wasn't the end of the story.
No, I probably had to sign some sort of affidavit there, like a legal situation saying that that's my decision. And maybe the family heard it from some attorney situation, but I remember having a conversation with the wife, telling her, no, I've decided not to press charges.
Okay, so you can't just throw that out and say we had a conversation and I said you got to give us a little bit more detail.
Well, I mean, both parties knew, myself and the family of the man that hit TJ. We knew that was the day that the meeting that I was meeting with the DA and the judge and all those
Gotcha.
folks. So they knew that was kind of like the day.
So leading up to that, did they ever
She did.
Okay.
Yeah, she asked me multiple times. And I just kept saying, I'm not ready to talk about it because I just knew that was not, there was no need for her to know my thought process because my thoughts would go from up until I was ready to make my decision. My thoughts would go from, of course, he needs jail time because this is what happened to my family, to no, he does not, because it was an accident. I mean, and according to, what minute it was and what emotion I was feeling at that point, I had not made the choice yet to forgive and decide to move forward. So I just kept telling her, I'm not ready to talk about it yet. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. And there were a time or two where it just kind of was like, you got to stop. And I had, friends with the administration and that kind of thing, and they would, kind of step in. It was like, you need to give Jess a minute, don't.
Yeah, because you can, looking back, hindsight.
Yeah.
I don't want to diminish either side of this, but
Right.
at the same time too, she's working with the lady who's kind of deciding the fate of her family and her husband and what's going to happen from them. So for 6 to 8 months of anxiety of knowing, is he going to go away to jail for years? Am I going to be a single mom? Am I going to be doing this on my own? There's all that. And then on your side, there's the hurt, there's the frustration, the pain of saying, I am a single mom.
Yeah.
I am doing this on my own
now,
and I don't get a choice. So there's got to be that. You're wrestling all these emotions and feelings.
And I had, there was family members and friends and outside folks, trying to give their opinion and what they thought was right. And, not everybody agreed with my choice in the end, but.
Why do you think that was? Why do you think?
I think human nature is, you hurt me, I want to hurt you.
Yeah. That's about right. Yeah.
But I just, and it's not, I know that my choices are not normal, quote unquote, normal, or what most folks would do. Because when I looked at my two little kids, I'm going to cry.
It's okay.
When I looked at my little kids who were suffering and hurting and trying to understand what was happening, I couldn't really stomach the thought of me making the choice to make somebody else's children feel that way. Because it was an accident. Once I knew 100% it was an accident. I couldn't stomach just being the one to make that choice.
Yeah.
You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you was not even it wasn't a consideration.
Wow.
I know that's not normal, but
it's a huge thing though. I think if we all kind of had enough time to just stop and take a breath and have that idea.
Maybe. And in the long run, 15 years later, in the long run, I'm grateful that I had to wait for that report.
That you didn't have a knee-jerk. Because you feel like if you would have had to decide.
Immediate.
Yeah, it would have been a different
literally
response.
Immediate. It would have been a whole different response because, I was hurting. I was mad. It was all the things.
Well, I'm sure you're still even fighting that 8 months later. You're fighting that years later, probably.
Not now, no. But it took a lot of years to kind of work through that.
Because some people have the idea too, like if you don't press charges, you're almost disrespecting TJ, or that's not fair.
I heard that. People told me that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Family told me that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, if that's what you thought, then number one, you didn't know TJ. Because he would have never wanted me to do that. And but also you don't know me. Because that's not the kind of person I am. I've never been that kind of person. I've never been an intentionally ugly person ever. I mean, even now, like, I had people tell me that.
Wow. It's crazy because I've never walked that journey. I've never walked that. For me to tell you what you should and shouldn't do is ridiculous to me. It seems crazy that people would do that, but I know people.
Oh, they did.
They make decisions that are hurt that are always good ones and healthy ones.
Yeah.
So,
and this part of the story is most of the time. This is the hard part for me to share. I mean, there's a lot of hard parts, but I don't want it to come across as I'm such a good person because this or that. Or, you know, I'm the nicest person because of this, but that was hard. Oh. That was hard to get to that point, and it felt like a relatively fast timeline to get to that point.
Yeah, 6 to 8 months to walk through. You walk through and be there in 8 months.
Yeah,
seems extremely fast.
I mean, to go from I was not the person. I couldn't verbalize the words to tell my kids that their dad died. I couldn't say it. I had to get somebody else to tell them. To be the one to say out loud, I'm not pressing charges. It was an accident. That is, in just a handful of months, that's huge.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I mean, that wasn't my strength. That was my faith that I drew on. It's wild bringing up these emotions this many years.
It's okay. It's okay, though.
I know, but it's just wild.
Yeah. Because we have several times over the last 13 years we've been married. I went 13 in next month.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, next month.
Like I've asked you lots of questions about TJ. I've asked you lots of questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I think, just empathy for what you went through and who you are now, and to see who you are now and how you see life is beautiful. It shows the power of forgiveness.
Yeah.
In such a beautiful way. It is that beautiful picture of how God forgives us for things in our life. It's like you forgave him when, not to be mean, but he didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But you gave it anyway. And how that freed you to, I'm not saying like, look where you're at now, but
I know.
It's like, look what awaited you on the other side. I remember one night I came. This is one that Jess, you'd went to bed early, and I had stayed up late and was watching TikTok. Surprise, surprise, I know.
It's a typical night around here.
Yeah, and so I was probably watching YouTube golf and got distracted by TikTok.
Probably, yeah.
And then I go across this honor walk.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, it's when someone is an organ donor at the hospital, and these people had lined the hallways, and they're wheeling this person through the hallway, and everybody's clapping, they're cheering, and some people are, and the family's walking with them.
Yeah.
And man, I am just wrecked.
Yeah.
Like I'm emotionally wrecked watching this TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I remember, I think it was I told you, I think it was the next morning, I was just like, I saw this video, and I told you, and you go, yeah, I did that. And immediately I felt this just brokenness I was like, I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
I never even thought that that's something you had walked through, something emotionally. Because just me watching, I didn't even know the guy that they're wheeling down the hospital, and I'm an emotional wreck watching it.
It's horrible.
And when you did that, I was like,
well, it's horrible and it's beautiful at the same time.
Okay, do you?
Yeah.
Can you want to share that? I mean, that's not to ask, but
okay,
I feel like it's almost because there's some things too for me, like I love you, and I love Thomas, and I love Aaron just like they're my own.
Yeah,
I do.
you
I
do.
treat them the same way I do Callie and Cody. I
Yeah.
love them the same way they are. And I also, too, want to honor TJ, and I know TJ would be so proud of who they are.
He would.
But at the same time, it's like I want to know his stories. I want to honor him. I want him to be honored in
that's
what his legacy of Thomas and Aaron.
Gracious, this is an emotional conversation. And that's one of the things that's, and you and I have talked about it. It's such a delicate balance between good gracious, let me get control of myself.
It's okay.
It's such a delicate balance of honoring him and being proud of what we had and our babies, and also being proud of what you and I have. I don't want either thing to be diminished in any way.
And we've worked really hard not to do that.
We have worked really hard. And you have been very helpful, even in the first, 5 or 6 years of our marriage, helping me know that it's okay to talk about TJ. And so we have worked on that really hard because, it's important for Thomas and Aaron.
Yeah.
Because good gracious, would he be proud of those kids. So the honor walk thing. Because of the nature of TJ's accident, there was only 2 organs that were salvageable. His liver, and I'm pretty sure his heart. I'm not 100%. So when the accident happened, because he was an organ donor on his license, they kept his body on life support until there's a company. I don't know for sure they're still a thing, but at that point, there was a company called LifeLink.
Yes.
And they would literally link lives with the organs and the recipients that needed them on the donor transplant list. And so the folks that were representing their company at that time were absolutely fantastic. It was a young man and a young lady, and they were precious, and they were so well trained. And it was actually me and TJ's mom. We were in this little room together, and we met with them. And I don't remember all of the conversation other than whatever was salvageable is what they would use. And like I said, I know it was 2 organs for sure. And so when the donation day is what they call it came around, I don't remember how many days it was after. And so, that whole walk of honor, or, they roll the bed or whatever, it's a real thing. And so
it's a real emotional thing.
It was awful, just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As the widow, it was awful. I did not find joy in that. I didn't find joy that there was somebody that was going to be able to, their lives would improve for that moment, just because of how I got to where that was.
Well, that's an honest.
Yeah.
That's an honest, real feeling
it was
for where
awful.
you were at.
Yeah. But
has that changed by now, though?
No.
You're still not happy that
okay.
his organs helped somebody?
Okay. So my initial response of no was I got a letter like a year after from a recipient's daughter, grown up, of how her father could be a part of a grandchild's life and this and that. It's such a strange feeling. I guess it was probably the definition of the word bittersweet.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them, but I'm bitter for myself. I was still bitter then.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was real hard.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
It's crazy how it's this crazy thing in life, but someone's death actually gives life
true.
to someone else. And then us as humans, when we're on the receiving end of that, it's hard for us to see the sacrifice that it took for us to get that life.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I still have the letter somewhere in the keepsake box of TJ's stuff that we have.
Yeah.
That was hard. And there's been a lot of hard parts of that whole journey. A lot of hard parts. And that was a biggie. That was a big one.
Well, yeah. So there's so much here that, and I again, this is a lot for you to share, and I appreciate you because I know it is very emotional. And we're pretty laid back, happy go lucky people.
We are.
So,
believe it or not, if you're listening to this.
So, but also too.
And this is hard for me to share. It's hard to rehash some things, yes. But it's hard for me to share in a way that feels, I think transparent is pretty much how I describe it, but I don't ever want it to come across of, I'm better than you because this is how I dealt with it. Yeah. That's very important to me. I would never wish my journey on anybody. I never would. This many years later, there's still things that come up. As much as we love Lucy Grace, our grandbaby, she's a whole year old now. That's our grandbaby.
Yeah.
And then there's still folks that are like, will bring up, oh, TJ would be so happy to know he has a grandchild. Or, are there any Patillo features that you see? Or, I shouldn't have said their last name, but are there any?
I think people can figure this out.
Are there any family traits that you see in her and things like that? It still comes up.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. But it's also, too, I think, here's the part where, and you and I have talked about this, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to say it. And you can disagree with me on the microphones because I know how you really feel. But, like, when you're at this crossroads, you're at this place, and you get to choose to forgive or you choose not to forgive.
Yes.
You it's almost like, as crazy as it is, you pick a side. You either become a victim or you become a victor.
Yes.
And then if you're not careful and you don't deal with that, that becomes your identity of who you are. And you toting around this forgiveness weight, and that becomes like who you are. That's your identity. Like, you could have been Jess, the widower who... It's a horrible situation in what you did, and it doesn't. I know, because some people would say the fact you moved on was almost like, well, you disgraced TJ.
Oh, people did say that to me
because I met TJ a couple of times, which is crazy.
It is crazy
because he was a youth pastor while I was a youth pastor.
Yeah,
really cool dude. And I would know probably at the same sense, he'd be like, that's not what he would say at all.
I know that's what he would say or not say, or whichever. Mm-hmm. Yes, because he lost his father at a very young age. He was 15 when his father died. So we literally had this conversation multiple times of what he wanted for me if that happened to him. And so I know without a doubt that he would be proud of me. And that's hard to say.
Why?
I don't know.
He would be very proud of you. The way you processed and moved through, because this was a high school sweetheart you were married to.
I'll say it's hard to say because I've never said it out loud before. He would be proud of me.
Yeah.
He would be proud of how I've done everything. He'll be proud of how I raised Thomas and Aaron by myself. He'll be proud of who I chose to help me with that. It's probably the first time I've said that out loud.
Well,
And he'll be proud of me.
yeah.
And I know that.
Yeah. I think people who know you, Jess, who have met you, would just say you have this energy about you that is so attractive in the sense of everybody likes you. Like everybody just wants to be around. They enjoy being around you. They enjoy, and I 100%
Maybe
believe
not everybody.
99% of the people, 99.8% of the people, because there's always someone. But I think it all goes back to this because it shows your heart.
Yeah.
Like this is who Jess really is. This is Jess's heart, and the heart of it is forgiveness and love and forgiveness.
That's what I was about to say. This is not a, woo, Jess is the greatest person ever. No. I made a really hard choice a long time ago to forgive. And that's just from that point on is how I've lived my life. And it makes little things seem so insignificant. I mean,
well, you talked about we're talking about forgiveness in the sense of like this is a
huge
thing. Yes, yeah. Like man, I hope there's if they're out there and you're listening to this and you've walked through this.
I am so sorry, and please message me so I can talk to you.
Yeah, but in the same sense, it just goes to show you no matter what you walk through, there's forgiveness is always a choice.
Yeah.
And it's always something you get to choose to move forward. And if you do, there's a lot of freedom on the other side of that.
There's a lot of freedom. And I know when I talk about you, I talk about you like you are literally the greatest thing in the whole wide world. Cause
you do. You are like the ultimate hype man for me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do. It really helps me.
You hung the moon in my eyes.
Yeah, which is not really true, but I appreciate you feeling that way.
I don't want for people, I'm going to cry again. I don't want for people to have to walk through something so just such a tragedy to be able to experience the freedom of what forgiveness feels like. It should not take a huge life-altering event for you to realize if your husband leaves a mess or if your kids don't put their shoes where they go or like little things like that to not seem like such a big deal because they're not. Like after my whole journey and once I decided to forgive and I had the opportunity to go through counseling and time to pass. And I would hear, again, this is not, I'm so much better than you. I would hear women complain about their husbands. Well, he can't even put his underwear in the hamper, or he leaves dirty socks everywhere, or there's empty water bottles all over the house. I would get so angry, and I was ugly to lots of people, and I did apologize to lots of people. But I'm like, at least he's there to do it.
Yeah.
Because in the grand scheme of things, you can put the water bottle in the trash can for him, or you can pick up the dirty clothes and toss them in the hamper for him, and it doesn't have to be a thing.
Yeah.
Everything is not a thing, because at least he's there to do it.
Well, that's a different perspective. Yeah.
That's my perspective.
I don't like leaving my clothes laying around, though.
I know you don't. And
I do leave. There are certain things that I know probably would drive normal people crazy that you don't like. Again, like in the first episode or 1 or 2 episodes ago, I still have my stuff from the golf trip sitting on the bathroom counter that I'm just using my my bathroom bag. I'm just working out of it instead of putting it into the drawer.
It's been days.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's okay with me. I'm okay with it. And you're kind of like, okay with it too. Like you could give me a hard time about it, but
I could.
You don't.
I'm going to cry. But you came home.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah. And that may seem, as crazy as it is, that may seem very trivial and silly to people.
But it's not to me.
Yeah. Until you experience the person you love doesn't come home.
Yeah.
And you get that knock or you get the phone call.
Yeah.
And that's what we've always said. Like, that's why in the morning I get up and I make coffee for you in the morning.
Yeah.
And I give you a hug and I kiss you in the morning because I'm like, who knows if that's the last time we ever see each other.
We might not come home.
Yeah, if we get a knock or we get a phone call and everything changes. And so it's like sometimes you can look at life that way and it can be daunting, but it also can be very refreshing. Yeah.
All right, so I got a question for you.
So is it going to make me cry?
I hope not. I'm not like trying to make you
I'm trying to get control of myself.
In this time frame, however long it was, you know, we're talking about forgiveness. We're talking about the struggles that come along with that, the hurts and the scars and the pain that comes through that. And this might be a multi-tiered question, but we have already covered some of it, such as, you know, forgiving the man who ran over TJ, having those wrestlings and those struggles. Was it something that you were able to forgive immediately?
No.
So it took time. And I say that because I've experienced things not what you've been through.
But you've experienced hurt.
And it's not easy to forgive right away.
No, it's not. No. I became a Christian when I was 12. But I grew up in church, and I grew up, just, kind of I wasn't necessarily raised in a Christian household, but I was raised in a Christian family. And so that was just kind of a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't like this big idea that I had nothing, no knowledge of. And so I knew what forgiveness meant. But it's interesting because although my relationship with Jesus is a personal thing, it's more abstract, I guess, because it's not a physical in my face. And so when it became a physical in my face, a choice whether or not to forgive. And I don't even know, well, I do know it was God putting those thoughts in me of just to forgive, to be able to move forward. But my counselor also helped me with that too. I knew within myself and my heart that I had to be able to reach that point of forgiveness to be able to keep moving forward.
Yeah. So question, and this may be just at least the perspective I'm seeing this story unfold.
Right.
Because even I'm learning things I've never known about you.
Well, it's not something we talk about often while we're hanging out.
No, yeah, for sure. In those seasons of life where you couldn't find yourself forgiving, even though you knew God was calling you towards that, what did you do that helped lead you to forgiveness?
Right.
But secondly, there's a lot of people who do have a hard time forgiving. I've had hard times forgiving, even when I know it's what I should do.
Right.
Whether it be something as traumatic as what you've been through, or whether it be something where someone's not putting their dirty laundry in a basket or leaving water bottles around. How would you walk someone through helping find forgiveness in their own heart to share?
So for me, my grandmother.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, Nanny.
My grandmother, who we lost this has been 2.5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So Nanny, good gracious. Again, I can't control myself. Nanny was the one who daily walked. I say not just Nanny. My parents did too, and TJ's mother. Nanny was retired already at that point, and so Nanny walked with me day by day. She was also a really big influence of my Christian walk. And so she was just grit. And so when it was hard, she would help me. Jesse, what are you going to choose? What are we going to choose today? We're going to, she would literally make me say out loud, what am I choosing today? What are we doing today? What choices are we going to make today? So she was a really big influence she's a huge influence in who I am in general. But then I always went back to my faith of, although I became a Christian at such a young age and I didn't experience that whole gutter to glory testimony, I was just like, if God can forgive humanity for all of these awful things, including me, why can I not forgive too? And that's not a natural thought process to have, but that's the thought process I had. I had to just keep choosing it over and over and over again. And it was not a natural choice. I was mad, and I stayed mad for a long time, several months. And I feel like that was rightfully so. I feel like it was righteous anger at that point. But I just had to keep choosing. And I had little faces looking at me and watching the choices that I was making. Erin Grace was little bitty. She had just turned 6 not too long before that. And so, but Thomas was older, and I think that mine and your relationship with Thomas reflects a lot of what he saw me go through. And I just had to keep choosing to forgive and choosing what I felt like was right, even though it didn't feel good.
It's good.
And that's a big part of it. You have to choose what's right, even when it hurts. And there was a lot of hurt.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
So I think choosing forgiveness and choosing to move past that hurt is those things that keep you from being the victim and allow you to be.
Oh, I refuse to be a victim right away.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people who walk through what you walk through and they're stuck there.
They are.
And it's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy,
that's the easy choice.
I'm not saying it's easy by any means. Hear me out.
No,
I'm saying when you get stuck there, if you stay there long enough, you're going to get stuck. And then,
in my opinion, on the route I chose, getting stuck and letting yourself be the victim is the easy choice. Because you just sit in it.
And so that goes with whether it's a big thing or it's a small thing.
Yeah.
Like you can choose to be the victim and say, I should do this, or I should get this, or I should get that. Because usually when forgiveness comes in, there's I in front of those statements instead of, it's a little different.
Yeah, it is.
So it's I and me. But wow. Okay. So, man. So unpack. Let's talk about it. Let's give some unpack.
Oh my.
This is the wrap up the second episode.
Yeah. Of 2 very heavy and emotional episodes.
And talk about some things to unpack. The biggest thing for me would be, the first thing I think of, the first thing that comes to mind is, hey, forgiveness is a decision for you. Like you get to make that decision.
Yeah.
I was whether it be big or small.
Forgiveness is a choice.
Yeah. And so whoever it is that's hurt you or whatever it is that they've went through, if it's this, start the process of healing. And the healing and the forgiveness is for you, not for them.
That's true.
And so it's start to lay this down. I know they did an episode, good Lord. I see my life in episodes now since we're doing a podcast. But okay, Brian at church did a sermon and we talked about forgiveness. He gave some good points on things. Do you want to read through some of those?
I do.
Just really quick.
I do.
Because you took notes.
I did, and I'm holding my church notes in my hand. Thank you, Brian Hall. Forgiveness is a choice, and we've talked about that a lot. And it's a hard choice because forgiveness is limitless too. You can't set boundaries on your forgiveness.
Yeah, so true.
I probably, if I had different thoughts at that point in my life, I would have wanted to set boundaries, but forgiveness also is without attachments. I will forgive you if. Yeah. No, that's not how forgiveness works. Yep. When you forgive, you give up the right to get even. And I did that. And again, I am not being boastful. Please hear the humility in this and I told producer Michael and I told Greg, I have a hard time sharing parts of this because I don't want it ever to come off with I'm so much better because this has been hard. I
think that's the thought in your head. It doesn't come off that way.
Okay,
so let's move on.
So you give up the right to get even, and when you choose to forgive, that doesn't mean you turn off the hurt.
No.
I mean, with the emotion that's coming out of me and
15 years later.
Yeah, 15 years later, and the emotion that's coming from Greg, he didn't witness me walking through that, but we've talked about it enough to where he feels that hurt with me. Just because you choose to forgive does not eliminate the hurt, and it does not eliminate the experience that you went through. A lot of people need to hear that too. When you choose to forgive, that doesn't mean you're choosing to forget.
No.
Or it eliminates that happened, or the event or the trauma wasn't real. That is not the same thing.
You're choosing not to let it weigh you down and hold you down.
That is the difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's some good things from just preach, Jess. Come on now. I mean, some good things from Jess. So
it's my testimony.
So let's leave it up to me to just say, let's lighten the mood and let's do something fun. Can we do
silly questions?
Random question
time.
Yeah. Question time.
I don't have a question right now. I'm still trying to get myself together.
I got a question.
Okay.
Ooh, question. Michael.
Would you rather have the superpower of flight or the superpower of super strength? One or the other. You're not Superman. You're either like Mr. Incredible or you can fly. I don't know of any superhero that just flies.
Incredible? Mr. Incredible?
Don't tell me you've never seen Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
Like The Incredibles?
He's just strong. That's his only power.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen it. Come on, man.
In first grade, we have morning meetings, and this is one of the questions that I come up with for morning meetings. I love this. I would choose...
You're scared of heights.
I would choose to be strong. Yeah, I'm
but
afraid.
if you could fly, you'd get over
She
that
didn't
fear
even
of heights
flying in a
quickly.
plane.
No, I would.
I would fly because I
I
think
would
it's the
fly.
coolest thing.
That would be so dope.
Yeah, just to be able to, the wind in your face and
That would scare the crap out of me.
Yeah,
I would
that's
choose to be
amazing.
super strong because
I would fly and scare the crap out of people.
Flying is scary.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
As a couple, do you fart in front of each other? Do you think it's funny?
No,
Do
we
you think
don't.
farts are funny? No, not. Do you
Yes,
think farts
they're
are funny? Yes,
Yes, they're funny.
they are funny. You don't think farts are funny?
Babe, we don't fart in front of each other.
I know, but this doesn't mean you don't think they're funny. Like as you get the other day, I was going to get up or something.
You
and
did.
I was
You
like,
farted.
like snug out.
Yeah. But every time that happens, we don't laugh. You immediately apologize.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why we don't. We've just never done that. in front
We
of each
haven't. But my firsties.
But if it happened at a guy's night, we would rate it.
Oh yeah, we would.
True.
Yeah, and be like,
But
oh yeah.
my
It's a
firsties,
solid 7.
if they toot on the carpet, like the little area where we meet to learn, and they make a big deal about it, and I'm like, stop! Everybody farts. I fart. You fart. Everybody farts, and that's like the conversation I have with my 6-year-olds. But at home, we don't in front of each other. But
I know, which is really weird.
It is.
This is really weird.
We never
So
have.
in 13 years, you have never once passed gas in front of each
Yeah,
other.
remember that really embarrassing story I told you where I farted
On
as
our
I was
honeymoon.
falling and about knocked myself out because I'd hurt my back
The
and my
honeymoon
pants were
fart
half
heard
down.
around the world.
I don't
Yeah.
remember this.
Yeah, I farted and fell in the bathroom
I've
halfway in the
only-
bathroom
I've
and out my
only-
pants.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was
I've
horribly
only-
embarrassing. Yes.
Yeah, I've only passed gas in front of you a few times in all the years.
Yeah, you do it in your sleep, though, sometimes, which is hilarious.
Everybody does. Everybody farts, Greg.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us, Baggage Claim. Make sure to laugh at somebody's fart and like, subscribe, and share our
and
podcast.
There will be another episode where you get to talk about your experience with forgiveness as well.
Yeah, it's not quite as deep as yours.
It's not. That's why there's like one episode for that one.
Yeah, it'll be like a half episode, like a quarter of an episode. 5 minutes in.
We'll have extra questions for the next one.
We'll have extra fart questions.
Silly
for that
questions.
One.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us again. You guys are awesome. Please keep sharing. Thanks for listening. And we'll be back again.
Yes, thank you guys.
Go Dogs.